Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Wikid Weekend podcast with yours truly, Michael Watson, one of the co-founders of Wikid Publishing. And today we're joined by some awesome Wikid creators. We have Chuck with us, we have Scott, and we have Eva Canales. Welcome, guys.
Yo.
Hello.
I appreciate you making some time to chat with us today, and to kind of give us some updates and just see what's up with everyone. So, yeah, I mean, we were just chatting a little bit before we got started here, but what's up, guys?
Well, if anyone's still interested, I just began production on Ironsides 3. I finally got Zach's script yesterday.
Yes.
First 5 pages detailed, and the overall plot for the story, and I'm digging it. I'm digging the way this franchise is going.
Dude, that's awesome, man! Congratulations on not only your success with Iron Sights up to now, but shoot, I think I had a brain fart there. Remind me, what's the name of it again, man? Did I get the name wrong?
Iron Sights.
No, I got it right. Okay, I was tripping. I had this feeling like, did I just name it wrong? I was like, oh no, did I get it wrong?
No.
Okay, it's really early in the morning.
It is early in the morning for me. Unfortunately, it is not early in the morning for you. But yeah, it's about 9:13 here, so I'm still waking up. So I do appreciate your patience there. But yeah, no. Again, what I was trying to say was congratulations on not only your success with Iron Sights 1 and 2, but on coming back for a third round here, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's crazy how successful I'm being in the whole comic gating the thing. I mean, everyone seems to want to work with me. I don't know. I guess I'm sexy like that.
Hey, that's Spanish charm, bro.
yeah. I'm intellectually sexy, so to speak.
Hey, that's the best kind, isn't it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's hella funny, but it is really true. I mean, I've always wanted to work with E by myself, and I've been trying to get him on a project here. And I actually, do you mind if I mention the commission that we've been working?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm having Ebi do a special commission. This is kind of a little different. I thought, he's super busy. I wanted to do something that was a little bit smaller than like a whole comic. So I'm in, those blank sketch covers that you see?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be sending Ebi one for Hellblazer and have him do his take on John Constantine.
Nice.
Yeah, Hellblazer is my all-time favorite comic, so I thought, what better way to honor that, and also to, who better to do it than someone who's as irascible as John Constantine himself.
I don't know if I'm irascible, but I'm definitely I'm as cynic and as cynical and as wall-weary as he is.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I have zero respect for anyone as he is.
Exactly, man. You I feel like you guys lined up very well in that respect.
The interesting thing about that is brain fart. DC, went through their cut right now of all their titles and stuff like that and what's going out, and Hellblazer actually survived again another purge.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, because they're cutting down their titles to like 25, 30 titles. And
oh, wow.
So and ongoing, Hellblazer has kind of always been the one getting chopped early, but this time it survived.
Well, that's awesome.
I think that Hellblazer is kind of like the flagship of Vertigo, because I think John Constantine is kind of like the Superman of dark DC. It's like the flagship character that everyone likes, and more or less successful. He's a beloved character.
And that's the thing is, how much of a dick he is. People still love the character. Like, he is very. I think, for all intents and purposes, every writer that they have had on him, I've liked their take from the original, even into the into the 52 and into Rebirth. Like, I have enjoyed John Constantine in every incarnation they have done.
Yeah, he's a great character. He is like very cynical. He's very much an asshole, but at the end of the day, he generally does the right thing.
Yeah,
and he's just a really clever, smart individual, and it just is so funny. So yeah, I love his character.
I think he's one of my top 3 comic book characters.
Nice.
The other ones being, I think, probably Martial Law and Judge Dredd. And
You know,
I
it's
think,
funny. I need to go back and read some of that. I have not read either of those.
well, do so, because Martial Law is one of my favorite comics, and it's definitely the comic that inspired The Boys, which everyone
Whoa.
keeps talking about. I don't
The
think
TV show.
yeah, I don't think it's that good, but probably because I read Martial Law, so I've experienced the real deal, not just the watered down TV
Whoa.
thing.
I think the other thing too is why people are saying the show's good. They haven't read the comic. If you read the comic, there's so much they cut out on the TV show from what the comic has.
Just be prepared if you're going from the TV show to the comic. From what I understand, it's in true Garth Ennis style. It's very much more visceral and
yeah. So
I don't think you can properly translate Garth Ennis to live action without doing a porno or
that's interesting.
snap movie.
Or Cullen Bunn. I think him and Cullen Bunn are the two that I think their projects can't be translated correctly because they kind of deal with that more visceral kind of art and story that really kind of punches you, and that's where the comic is the great medium to do those type of stories.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's really, really interesting. Yeah, man. Yeah, I could do a whole episode on Vertigo comics if you like, and those kind of books. But yeah, so that's the commission. That'll be getting. Long story short.
Nice. Hey man, that is. I mean, it's a great character. Beloved character. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it off on online. Posting pictures of it once it's done to let everyone see, and so that people can see it out, check it out. But yeah. Well, hey man, congratulations on Iron Sights 3. That's awesome, man, and hopefully we'll have some more updates for that soon. And then Scott's got his campaign going for Wrath right now. Want to give us some updates on that front, Scott?
Yeah, sure. We're still plugging away. Still got, I think, 11 days left on our campaign. But we're still a little bit short of the goal. So, now's the time to back if you want to help us keep making this comic and keep going and keep the story of Wrath going. One thing I did learn is we have that art piece from Emilio. Apparently, that's not the finished version, and I'll have that posted up here soon.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Very nice. Yeah, I hope someone really snags that piece there, man. That's a really cool one.
If not, then I just might need to put it up on my wall for a while and save that for later.
Yeah, that's always an option as well. Definitely. Now, I put the link up there, so go check it out, guys, if you haven't backed it already. It's a really cool story, and I think you'll like it. So you can find out more about the story and the characters and all about the comic itself if you follow the link there. So,
also, Chapter 1 is available on the Wikid store, too.
Mm-hmm. You can go to that at wikidpublishing.net/wrath. That in here as well. But yeah, it really could use your help, and not only financially, but also just spreading the word also helps. If you can't back it right now, just telling some friends, putting out there on your own social media, anything like that also goes a long way to help and get the word out there.
And I will add that there have been some people that have been fantastic on that, and there's just too many of them to list and remember right now because, like you said, it's early. But right. I appreciate everyone that's doing that and helping get the word out. It really means a lot to me.
And it only takes, and that's the thing, it only takes you 10 seconds to retweet a tweet, and get eyes on it, and every one of us have different backers and stuff like that, different followers.
Exactly, and that helps. And then word of mouth is always the most effective generally for getting these things out there. So that really does help. What's up, Neostar? We got Neostar in the chat.
Woohoo!
Hey, Neostar.
How's it going, man? But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I do hope you guys get that goal, and I'm hoping you get on some more streams. Like I said, I'm gonna try and get you on some streams myself, but it would be great to see you on some more stuff, talking with some people.
Yeah, we've done some I was with Meeting of the Minds on Sporkman's channel.
Right.
I've been on Critical Blast.
Very
I
good.
actually did Just Drawn That Way, which I guess is like a Canadian podcast, which is really cool.
Oh yeah. I fully remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Just some good people there. We hit it off. They're big D&D fans and
nice.
stuff. So. And I need to get better at this, but I gave them, like a preview copy of Chapter 1, so they loved it.
That's great.
So it was really cool that I could answer all their questions about the first one and tease the second one.
No, that's awesome, man. Well, yeah, that's great that you're getting out there on streams, because again, that's a great way to do it, I find. But yeah. It would be really awesome for you guys to get that goal and get this next chapter out, man.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to getting another book out there, and pretty much everyone that I've talked to is waiting to see what happens after the cliffhanger I left on Chapter 1. So,
right?
Yeah,
You can't just leave us hanging, man. We got to know the next step here.
And I'm trying not to spoil too much. I'm intentionally keeping some cards hidden so that it's a surprise when you read it.
Nice. Now, have you been putting out any updates lately? Any new updates on the page?
No, I need to do that. We did get a sample of the sticker, which we're gonna do for some of the tiers.
That'd be great.
And then I need to possibly get a version of the shirt, so I can show that off as well.
Nice, man. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because I really like how that shirt turned out, and unfortunately, it's only available during the campaign. So,
Get on it.
Yeah, if you like that shirt, that's your one time to get it.
And it really helps. Like, backing at the higher tier levels helps make the campaign go even farther. So it's it's not only are you getting something back as a product, but you're also helping make this a reality. So in a sense, that's the whole essence of crowdfunding.
Yeah,
that's So I think that's awesome, man. And you've got a couple other perks too, you just want to be drawn into the comic, isn't that right?
Yeah, we're returning with the cameo. So if you missed it the first time, we had quite a few cameos in the first one. So yeah, if you wanted to have your OC or yourself put in there, we could definitely do that.
Very awesome. Now, I think I maybe made a mistake here a little earlier, so I do apologize. I'm going to post this, chat again. I think I put the link for. I did. I put the link for Chapter 1 up earlier, so I do apologize. Here's the link that you'll want to go to back Chapter 2. I do apologize for that there. If you go to that first one, you'll see that they had that successful campaign on the first round, and but you can no longer buy it that way. So, yeah, definitely go to that second link.
But it's not bad to go to the first link because you get an idea of what the story's about.
Sure, exactly. Get an idea what the story is, and you can see how your first campaign went too, which was a good sign to say, "Hey, look, they did success here. We can trust they're gonna come back and have success here again."
Yeah, definitely. With me, it's all about taking care of my backers first. We got the digital out as quickly as we can, and we did stumble a little bit with the print, but that was some issues with the printer, and then COVID hit, but we got it out there, we got it to our backers, and that was my favorite part of the whole process.
Did you get some nice feedback from
being able to fulfill in the current climate in these trying times, like success? It's medal worthy. So you have my respect, sir.
Thank you. Like I said, I was just stressing because I'm I know everyone's waiting for this, and I got to get it out there. So we did what we can. We worked with Wikid, and we got it done.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And so yeah, that's great, man. And now, Chuck, I think did you want to mention some of the things that we talked about, or still kind of keep?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, just want to let people know. I guess we narrowed down the printer, right? Like on what's going on here. So we are going to be going to an alternate printer, and unfortunately, because of that, we're going to be printing waves. Basically, what we're going to do is we're taking the people who backed at the single tiered issues. You'll be getting all three of those tiers. Will fulfill that print and fulfill that, and then the people that are getting the trade and also the single issues along with that, that's going to be a little bit longer wait. But we are going to be basically printing out in waves. We'll handle like maybe 10 to 20 at a time, and get those done. And this is just because of the way that what happened with the main printer. Normally we would have, right, like we would have had it all printed out, shipped out. Yeah, got it done. But, because we have to go to a backup printer, we got to do things a little bit different. So I want to apologize to all the backers. But, the good thing is Comic Wellspring generally has a nice, good turnaround. They said about 2 weeks once we submit the, once Mike submits everything to them. So, which is really cool. I think that's an awesome way to get our backers. Unfortunately, it's not ideally, but there are just a lot of logistics. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to work in the background to get things possible to get our backers.
What this does allow us to do, though, is start getting stuff out to people and show people that there's a plan and there's going to be these waves. So if you're not in the first wave, you might not get it right away, but it is on its way.
Yep.
So we just want to let people know we are getting these out and starting to get the process going.
And that is both domestic and international. We are going to be both sides. I know, Mike, you're going to be handling the domestic backers, and we're going to be handling. Eric and I are going to be handling the international backers. So that way we can, once again, get stuff to people as quick as possible. Because we have backers at tiers that backed at the individual issues, but they're getting something else too, like a poster or something like that. So. But other than that, I think that's really the big update. We got a plan. We're going to get this out. Hopefully that on the next campaign, we don't run into this issue,
Exactly.
So, and I know you will be down the road releasing information possibly about what's going on with pre-orders, if we are.
Yeah, exactly. We have some plans for that as well for the public side to get a hold of their copy and stuff for pre-orders and whatnot. So we got a lot of plans ahead. We'll definitely be updating you guys with more information as we get it coming in.
Well, I'm definitely excited to get my copies.
Yeah, we're excited to get them out to you, man.
Well, I think we could have got it out quicker, but we just ran into some logistic issues, and
it happens.
Yeah, people need to understand. Unfortunately, these things do happen. And it wasn't Mike's fault. It wasn't our fault. This just came down to, unfortunately,
the situation at hand, really.
Yeah, the printing, and unfortunately, that's out of our control.
Unfortunately, yeah. But at least we got a plan, and so I'm excited that we can, give people some peace of mind with, giving them this update.
Yeah.
So definitely excited to share that one.
Yeah, and I'm updating. I'll be updating the backers through Indiegogo and Kickstarter today too. I'll be sending the list over to Mike of those backers we're going to be doing in the first wave, and then we'll go from there.
Very nice, man. Awesome. Well, thank you all for your updates. I appreciate it. Levi, did you have any other? Oh, sorry. We're going to say.
I was going to say Neostar was talking about the T-shirt and then the Wrath cameo. For those of you that are unsure how to decide if you wanted to do one or the other, I actually added the T-shirt as a add-on for the cameo. So if you wanted both, you can do it.
That's a good one, dude. Yeah, dude. I feel like the cameo is a fun one. I how many have you gotten for that one yet? Has that one started?
None so far.
Really? I'm shocked. You filled them up all last time, so hopefully we'll see some more coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's only 4 this time.
Like I said, I'll definitely be snagging one of those for us if no one else does. So, because that's kind of become one of my new things is I like to get those, especially for the Wikid comics. I feel like that's cool. Not only does it help support you guys, but it's also adds something fun for us too.
Yeah, it looks like I have 5 this time. So.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Last time you ended up getting, there was some people who ended up being drawn as cops, I believe, a couple of individuals there.
Yeah, they actually backed before I had the campaign going, so
Oh
they
wow,
actually
that's
got
awesome.
they got special reoccurring cameos.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
So yeah, and then if you look at the actual perk, there's a picture of Adobe Kroger. She got a cameo in the first
Nice.
issue. Salem LeBlanc got his Jackie
cool.
in there as well.
Well, that's awesome, dude.
Even though we didn't pay for it, Spork is in it.
He's like a mini cameo because he's like a little figure, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Happens to me sometimes because there's people who pay to be in the comic book, and there's other people that don't pay, and I just include them anyway. So
Really?
yeah, sometimes I feel dishonest. Like, why am I charging some people? Well, not me really. You know, I'm just the artist. But it's we should charge. I'm just saying we should charge everyone, and that's it.
Sometimes you just get lucky and you fall into the good graces of eBay
Yes.
Canales.
Yes, you can do that, like being a really chill person, or by giving us a lot of money. You know, both ways are acceptable.
That works too. Yeah, that works. Money talk.
Sometimes you just have a space and you're just like, I don't like what's there. Let me change that up a little bit and make it fit like the story I want to tell too. That's kind of what happened with Sporkman. There is the artist put in some of the pop figures for, like, I think it was like the Flash and someone else, and I'm like, let's make this more Wicked, and so I picked the more superhero type characters that Wicked has, which was Sporkman and Charger.
Yeah, which is a great pairing. Do we have any? Those are the only two superheroes at Wicked. So
yeah,
who knows? We'll get more, but for now, that's what we got.
Yeah, but you're Sporkman, and that's the best.
Right. I feel like the Sporkman Movie Man crossover is going to be highly anticipated once that's in the works. You know.
So Neostar didn't see Adobe Kroger. So if you need a hint, just go to the campaign page, and that's the frame I took, and put for that tier is the Adobe cameo.
Which that's in chapter 1, so you can go check that out on the Wikid store.
No, that's on the campaign page for the cameo tier. I actually took the panel from issue 1.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I spotted Adobe fairly quickly. Besides the Sporkman one, I didn't get the other one, so I'm gonna have to try to do some more looking. So.
Yeah, there's one that no one's found, right, Scott?
Yeah, right? There's one that has yet to be discovered. People have asked about it, but they haven't quite connected the dots on what it is. Of course, the one my dad's in there, but no one knows who that is. So.
That was more like a personal homage, right?
Yeah. I have another family member that's in the second one, which is really interesting, because I asked for, like photos. It's my grandma on my father's side, and so she sent me some, as I remembered her, but then she sent me one when she was much younger, and I thought that fit the role better. So there's a younger version of my grandma in chapter 2.
Nice.
That's cool, man. I love that you add those personal touches to it.
Mm-hmm. Immortalizing family members in. Yeah, we kind of did the same thing with conventions. Like, we actually have besides us, we actually have other people that we know in conventions too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that yet.
You should.
I gotta try it. Yeah.
That's because you haven't been to enough conventions. Maybe when you're famous and rich, and you have they invite you.
I guess I gotta get my experience up to your level, man. But
I think it's fun because it's a way to, I wish we could have done it in the Sporkman campaign, the last one. The problem is the artwork was already done. But, going forward, we definitely, that was something Eric and I talked about, because we actually have 2 big scenes that, for extras and stuff like that, we were even talking about maybe letting people maybe pick a pirate or something like that, too. He could be one of the pirates.
I don't like that.
So, yeah, I think it's a nice thing for backers, and I think it's a nice thing for creators, too, because, it allows the creator and the backers to kind of connect in a way, and you get immortalized in a comic. I mean, you think about it. Look at Berserker right now, Keanu Reeves. I mean, that is Keanu Reeves in the comic. And the same thing with John Wick. Granted, it's a movie character, but it's immortalized as Keanu Reeves,
Which is it's oddly fitting because we all know that Keanu Reeves is immortal anyway.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Keanu Reeves. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, what does everyone think about the Berserker comic?
I'm in favor of it. I know a lot of people were upset and stuff like that. I don't care. Like, it's the fact that
why would anyone care? I mean, good for him. Guy has a comic. It's unsuccessful. So what?
Yeah. Well, and it also gets people interested in the universe too. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, like I think if Keanu Reeves can write a good comic, why not? The guy's one of the most nicest guys in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Why are you?
Yeah, really. Yeah, really. It's his first writing, and they're just gonna crap on it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't get it. I think a lot of people are upset because, and I understand where they're coming from. I just don't agree with it. I think they said they're upset because I heard one person say because Kickstarter should be for independent people. Well, okay, if you're not with a major publisher, then what is or even major excuse me, let me rephrase that. Major publishers have used Kickstarter. There's no. You know what I mean? There's nothing that says a publisher cannot use a Kickstarter. I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, Alternative's done that plenty of times.
Yeah, I think for me, I think publishers should be using Kickstarter. That's the way to guarantee sales.
Yeah. Are we gonna like gatekeep now? If it isn't against the terms of services of Twitter, who cares? I mean, good for him.
Yeah.
And that means normies will become interested in comics. Maybe Keanu's comic will be a gateway drug.
Apparently, to one of his lines was, "I love comics. I want people to read comics."
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Lord knows we need more of that.
Yeah, maybe we would see a resurgence in Granted, people are going to pay a higher price. We were talking about this with Mike last night. That in all honesty, people got to understand crowdfunding comics need to change their pricing. It's no longer the days of $1.99, $2.99. If you want to back the stuff, you're gonna pay a premium price for it. And if you don't, comics are gonna go away. And then what are people gonna have to complain about?
Right. Well, there's no complaint. There's no comics.
There are no comics. Well, you
movies.
Yeah, you kind of drove the comics away. So I was originally of that mindset until I started getting into publishing of my own, and doing everything. I see why DC Marvel started charging $3.99 and $4.99 for their prices. I wish we didn't have to do that, but on a small independent publisher scale, $4, you literally are getting almost no profit whatsoever by the time you do with shipping and everything else. You don't make anything. So, so why would you not raise your prices to help both on the publishing side and on the sales side?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, man. And so, yeah, I'm excited for Berserker. They're also releasing it in traditional single issues. So if you don't want to back to Kickstarter for whatever reason, you can also just pick up the single issues and support them that way.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do because I just don't have the money to back it at their tier 1. So I'm probably going to grab the individual issues.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I just don't want to wait that long. I just want to start reading it right now, like as soon as possible. So I already got the first issue pre-ordered from this website called Things from Another World.
Okay.
They sell like single issue comics. I just found them recently, and since I don't really have a comic shop near me, it's like been a lifesaver.
Yeah, our closest comic shop is like 40 minutes away.
Yeah,
oh wow!
What's that?
I said I'm lucky. Mine's 10 minutes away.
Yeah, that's way better. Man.
But you know,
actually, I think the owner for ours even tested positive for COVID recently.
God, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Poor
so
guy.
we're hoping he recovers because he's a cool guy. He's just
he's really nice. He gave when we were first starting out, he gave Project R a chance and actually sold it in his store for a while.
Nice,
which was really cool. Yeah.
You know, I think to me, like this whole situation with with the comics the way they are, because comic shops used to be quite, comic shops were kind of always sparse, here in between, but I think we really need to get back to getting comics into places like 7-Eleven, or Dollar Tree.
That's why Alternative. I really respect what Alternative is trying to do with that.
Yeah, I mean they have a good method. Will it work for all comics? No, they won't. But I think for the most part, I think the way they're doing it, I have no issue with what they're doing. I mean, they're cutting costs down on the printing. Doesn't look like what you would get on a normal comic. They reminisce back to what we had in the 80s and 90s, the newsprint. Things are different now. We print on different paper. So I think people just need to change their mind, their ideas on what it costs to make a comic, what it costs to, fund a comic and purchase the comic. The days of cheap comics, they're there. Like I said, Alternatives, and that's a great idea. I think Alternatives doing what they're doing. But for mostly all the other independent people, it's not feasible.
And I'll be honest, it was never really there. If you looked at the actual numbers, I mean, when you really break it down, the cost of a comic is much more. There's a lot of costs that go into it, whether it's art, whether it's writing, whether it's lettering, inking, whatever it could be. And if people will pay $10 for a novel, but they won't pay $10 for a comic because it's shorter. But arguably, you're putting in more funds into that short comic as opposed to a novel, even.
Yeah.
A novel, I could sit down and write a whole novel by myself. I don't need to pay anybody.
About an editor is about all
sure,
you.
It'll take me longer.
Yeah.
but it won't cost as much. So yeah, I feel like it would be nice. Hopefully there can be a change in the culture where people will truly understand and appreciate the amount of effort and monetary value that goes into creating these awesome comics. But in the meantime, we'll still put them out.
Yeah, I keep saying that maybe we're seeing a shift towards more of a European model in which you publish one really detailed hardcover album a year,
Yeah,
full color and
more for it, right?
Yeah, as opposed to flooding the shelves with floppies, 10,000s of floppies every month. You just publish
not
one.
a bad idea.
Really
So switch to more of a trade paperback model and just kind of do it that way. I mean, a lot of people buy the trades anyway and don't buy the floppies as it is.
Yeah, I'm like that. I mean, I was raised on floppies, but they became too expensive, and it became too hard to find a place to stash them. So I just changed the strategies and just waited until the trades were out and bought them.
And the trades do look pretty on your bookshelf.
Yep.
That too.
Well, for me, they're easier to store because the thing is, on my shelves, I have the bottom 2 shelves of my 4 shelves that I have all reserved for comics.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm at a similar
For
set.
hard. And dragging around long boxes is ridiculous, you know, like to open them up and stuff like that. Whereas I can grab like a hardcover right directly from my bookshelf, and read it.
That. Yeah,
you know?
I'm a big fan of the trades too.
It is nice. Yeah, it really is.
Although I will say, I think we kind of, and I don't know, like how everybody else feels like this. I think we kind of got that same way because of TV binging. Now everybody wants to do the same thing with every other media. People want to binge instead of, you know, waiting and stuff like that, or monthly.
Yeah, or monthly in this case. Yeah.
Then again, I gotta say that used to be floppies told you a full story, complete story, so it was easier for you to wait until next month. Nowadays, they're just telling a single story, like
whoa! I feel like the GIF of like the Keanu Reeves from Bill and Ted. Like, whoa! Like there's a total correlation between that shift in storytelling in comics and the shift that happened in television, because you totally see that shift from serial television to long format.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opposite in TV shows. Like TV shows used to be like a single story per week, and now it's like a one big, like a novel almost, like 10 episodes, 1 hour each. Yeah.
You know, one of the first shows to do that was Law and Order SVU. There was a narrative running. If you watch it, the first couple seasons, it was kind of like serialized. It was self-contained stories, and then as they got longer into the seasons, they started having like these longer arcs. While the story might have wrapped up in there, but there was always like background stories running in the background that you had to pay attention to, you know, that might have addressed further issues down the road, you know.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And then with, you know, Game of Thrones, I think is like and Breaking Bad are like the epitome of where that led to.
Yeah,
like, you know,
I would agree.
Popular, you know, that's just so popular now.
I think it also is, you know, I like to see where Eric, my best friend, is correct. You know, my co-writer. The problem is there's so much to choose from. You have to binge it. You know, to get to the next thing, you know, you have to binge this season, especially like as an anime watcher. You know, how many shows are you truly watching as an anime fan in a given month? I probably watch maybe 3 to 4 steady episodes. Everything else I have to binge because there's so much, you know,
good point,
out there. You know, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Yeah, too much content, but I'm not saying that content's not having the content's a bad thing, because I remember the days I'd have to wait, you know, months and months and months, or maybe never getting sequels to stuff, you know.
Jeez, man.
Shows that I really loved, and I'm like, oh man, that deserves a sequel. Never getting that sequel, you know, or 10 years till the next sequel came out, you know.
I always find it funny when it is like 10 years, like Bill and Ted, for example, when it's been like so many years, all of a sudden they're like, there's a sequel now. Like The Matrix 4. Like the Matrix
it's been
4
like, what, 25 years, something like that?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Should be called like Bill and Ted Escape from the oh shit, I'll just say Old Man's Home in English.
How many people watch Face the Music?
I did.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
No spoilers. Did you like it, or did you?
I loved it, and I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan. So if that, you know.
So there were things I really loved in it, but then there was like, you know, I thought the girls they did excellent job.
Oh,
you know? But I didn't care for what I didn't care for was it's kind of lost what the original meaning of what Bill and Ted did, and that's what I was ultimately disappointed.
Did you not like the second one that they did, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
It wasn't as good as the first one.
And I agree with that. I feel like the third one encompasses a lot more of the second one, maybe, than this first one.
Yeah, but I still recommend people watch it. Just watching Keanu Reeves replaying a role that he did 30-some years ago. It is very weird.
It is so weird, but it's so awesome at the same time. Oh my god, yeah! I highly recommend everybody go and watch it.
I think it's kind of weird that of the two, I think like Bill had more lines in the first two movies, and then Keanu Reeves become really famous, and the other guy, Alex Winters, became like almost forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be weird, like what to watch, like Keanu reprise the role of Ted and say almost nothing the entire movie. Just be there.
Well, I think they do remedy that in the new one a little bit.
Yeah.
So that they definitely get more Keanu for sure. But they both play their characters perfectly. Like, it is just such a fun return to form. You'll if you like the originals, you'll really enjoy this one, I think.
I will say, rip George Carlin.
Yeah, they handled it really well. They honestly handled it as best they could, and it was very respectfully. So I enjoyed that because he's honestly one of my top 2 favorite comedians. Him and Dave Chappelle are my favorite comedians of all time, and I just love George Carlin.
Spicy meatballs,
man, yeah.
And Rufus was such a great character too.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, Rufus was great. I love his trench coat too. Yeah, he taught me that trench coats are cool.
Yeah, trench coats and sunglasses.
Guys, gotta drop out because we're going to town tonight.
Wow, what you doing in town, man?
Nah, nothing. Probably just have some Taco Bell. Oh yeah, I need to buy some new kneaded eraser. So yeah, that's why I'm.
Those are those little like moldable erasers, right?
Yeah, and they don't leave any residue, which is really cool. You don't have to clean afterwards. It's always a plus. Yeah. Always a plus.
Oh my god, yeah, I bet. All right, man. Well, enjoy your time out in the town, and we'll talk to you later.
Hey guys.
Later, Canalis.
that was strangely arousing, gotta say. Alright, take care, guys. See you around.
See ya.
Hey, Matt, you've been rather quiet.
Yeah.
What's up?
Not much. Just connection issues. You?
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's too bad. You're coming through loud and clear now.
Yep. Finally.
What's up? What's going on, man? What's new in the world of Matt?
Work. A lot of work.
That sucks.
Not really.
Really? You don't mind? Well, hey, it gets to get you money, right?
Well, yeah, and work also means working on the comic. So.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, work can be different.
Because he's working on finishing Mythics 2, and then he's also doing, I believe you're working on your McKinney Chronicles again. Is that right?
Yep, I'm getting concept art done and ship designs from Killbacks. So.
Nice.
And dude, how's your Mythics campaign going?
We shut down a demand back in September 1st.
Okay, so pretty recent, just about 4 days ago, I guess.
Yep.
Nice, man. Congratulations again on getting success with that.
Thanks. Looks like
That's
it
awesome.
was. Yeah, it looked like it was touch and go for a while.
It always does, man. Especially in the middle and towards the beginning, and it always is interesting to see how things turn out. You never quite know where it's going to go, but
it's actually funny because towards the beginning, it was nearly 50% funded at the end of the first week.
it was nearly 50% funded, you said?
Yeah.
Huh, that's wild.
Yep, so it goes to show you how many people actually went back and backed it from the first campaign.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. Yeah, that's really great. But,
then that mid-campaign lull.
Yeah. And then the boost at the end. It's funny. I remember when me and Honors were talking for Holger, the Last Viking. He was getting worried there in the middle and towards the end too, and he was like, "Oh God, I don't know, man." We talked about it. I was like, "I think they'll pick up towards the end, man." And sure enough, he was able to get his success there as well.
That was a hard fought win. It's a shame. It's a shame that I honestly, I know me and Scott, we were talking with Honors, and I know we love the comic, we love the idea, and I'm surprised that it did not raise what it did. Like in the beginning, he had to extend the campaign to get it, which isn't an issue, but still, I think he had a modest goal. With him, I think. Well, honestly, what kind of I think might have hurt him, even though this was technically his first crowdfunder. Like, even though he has blood ties and stuff like that, I think they were all digital beforehand before you guys were doing the print run. Mm-hmm. He's not really well known, and that might have hurt him.
And he understood that too. He even said, like, as a first-time creator, he was actually really proud of what he did, even before he had gotten the success.
Yeah.
So, I think he was really happy with the turnout.
But I think it was such a unique idea that he was doing with that comic. It's a shame that he, of course, got the hate that he got, because the whole idea behind the comic was awesome. Scott even said, like, it does, the way he was describing it does justice, right, Scott?
Yeah.
Being respectful, creating your own thing. I don't know.
Yeah, he was doing it right, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but haters gonna hate, Yeah,
haters are gonna hate. But Honors is a great guy. He's fun to be with on a live stream. He's very, very cool. So I don't get it, but I'm glad I backed it, and I'm glad it got to funding. So
yeah, it's gonna be cool once it gets finished up and heads out to printing as well. It's gonna be nice, man.
I will say I'm looking forward to the day where I can just put like a small goal up, and then just have it done within like the first couple days, and then just relax the rest of the campaign.
Yeah,
kind of like how you look at Rags. Rags still had to even for their campaign, they had to work hard to get their funds.
You mean the unsuccessful underselling and definitely not at all well done campaign for Rags?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not saying that they didn't. You still have to do the work, but I'm just saying like the pressure's off.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
When I sat there and I told Brian, I said, Brian, you're going to reach 15K. He's like, no, I'm not. I said, dude, easily, you're going to reach 15K. And he almost made 15K. Or did he go over?
He hit 20.
20?
Yeah. Yep. I told him, I'm like, this is going to hit like 10K halfway through. And you might even hit 20, and he was just like, no, there's no way. And I'm like, 10K definitely for sure. Yeah. And that's just because he's already got 7 books done. And,
not only that, but what he's created is so amazing, and it's connected with so many people.
Yeah.
It's just so cool to see like a really great indie success story like him.
Yeah, and the thing is, he got himself, and this is one thing why one model does not fit everybody, and I applaud people, yes, so we'll look at, me, Matt, and Scott, okay, we didn't raise thousands and thousands of dollars, like $100,000 or $10,000, but we raised enough to get what we needed to get done with stuff.
Exactly, man, and that's success as well.
Yeah, that is success. I never say, Brian and, EVS or Doug TeNapel, those guys, they got their audience because they build their audience. Brian hustled. I kid you not. Yeah. Brian hustled. And, everything Brian did was trial and error. It wasn't somebody who was directing him and stuff like that. He was doing everything trial and error through the entire time. And for 2 years, I mean, who in this comic industry can say, hey, I got 7 issues out in 2 years? Very few people.
Yeah.
Him and, is it Tim Lim?
Yeah, Tim Lim.
Yeah, those guys are very, very prolific.
They're beasts. They're beasts. I would rather emulate them than some of the bigger creators, because those guys know the hustle. And, like we were talking about what Tim and Mark Pellegrini do. They write their stories. They fund everything. Basically, what they do is they get everything done for their next comic. They work ahead. So when you get your comic, you do the Kickstarter, you get your comic turned around within 30 or so days, and I would love to get to that point, that they do. And they're doing 6 or 7 projects within a year, I think, or 4, something like that,
Amazing. A lot of pros don't even, like, quote unquote pros in the industry don't do that much work.
Look, EVS, and not to take anything away from EVS, because I think he's fantastic in what he's doing with his crowdfunding, but he's only got 2 issues out in 2 years. Tim and Brian have 7, minimum 7. Because he's gonna have because you count the trade. Brian has the trade, so technically 8. And then he's got like all the side stories he's worked on. How much art work he's
got new stuff like season 2 and Sailor Rogowski on the way.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff, man.
So and that's why I think and the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize, so Brian had 6 issues for $45. That's not a bad cost, for 6 issues. Try getting it out of comic book stores sometimes with that.
Well, not only that, they're the uncensored ones too, which you can't get in comic book stores.
I still need to get my last digital uncensored. I guess I should just get that at Patreon and just
Yeah, you should.
Well,
bite the bullet.
Here's my question: did you buy the bundle pack, or have you just been getting the individuals?
I bought the individual ones on what was it, New Age Ninja?
Okay. Yeah, because there was one that you could get like all 7 of them for like $7.
Oh, I might grab that one anyway.
But it does go to show what people don't realize is you can start with. I mean, you think about it. I mean, Brian really kind of is what refueled Brian and Tim, Sashi, Canales, Richard. These guys really rekindled, and we've been around for 13 years and we struggled in the independent community. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I want to point out to people, it can be done. None of these people had they were not making comics. Besides Tim worked for Udon and stuff like that, but still on their independent stuff, they got to the grindstone. They just kind of punched things out and they build themselves a name where. Even we'll throw John De La Rose in there. They go off of name recognition. Now at this point, I see Tim come out with a new campaign. Boom, I'm there. I see I see Tim come or Brian. I see Duncan Abel. You know what I mean? People who have worked to build their name or their product. I'm going to work on getting them because I know at one point they were where I was.
Exactly, man. And it just goes to show you after a lot of hard work and dedication, you can get to there as well.
Yeah, it might take you a little bit longer. I mean, we've been doing this for 13 years. We're still struggling, but you know what? I love our character. We just might need that certain story or the presence. It's superheroes. It's a niche product to begin with. But it can be done because I mean,
and no success happens overnight. It always looks like that, but it's never the case.
Yeah, Brian took 2 years hard work. And it took like him convincing people. I think really, ideally, his first couple issues really sold the story. And that's what I really love. Like he really built the story in those first couple issues, and that's what people don't realize. You came for the movies, but you stayed for the story.
Yeah, and he also built up, with his personality, and he also built up a really great community.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I would highly recommend anybody follow Brian and Ball, and the rest of the guys that because there's a couple of them there. So I would really recommend people doing that, following them. Look at the information he gives you. It may not work for you, but it's still information to try.
Take notes on.
Yeah. Because not everything's going to work. I tried to Patreon, didn't work for us. But the crowdfunding model through Kickstarter, Indiegogo worked a little bit better for us. Just because what he's doing may not emulate, but he still has information you can use and take those notes. And, and take the notes, talk to other printers, publishers, editors, talk to people who have experience. Say, hey, what did you do to get successful? What did you do on your project? What's your cost for talking with you, Mike? To say, what's your cost for printing? You can give people ideas. Take information from everybody because we're all here together. It's not an I in comics. Well, there is an I Hate Comics, but you know what I mean.
Right. Nothing ever gets done on your own, especially in comics. Really, I mean, it's a team effort.
Yep, 100%.
So.
Sorry to hog everybody.
No, that was good. I appreciate them. That was a good conversation. And it's true. It's all true.
And yeah, I'm right there taking advice from these same people with Chuck, and it really comes down to they can give you the direction, but you got to do the walking.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it's true, man.
A lot of times I see, and I'm sorry to interrupt there. A lot of times I see people, it does get frustrating sometimes, when we put the information out there and people are like, well, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go do this on my own. I'm like, no, did you look at what we do? It might be better, but it might not be work for you, but did you look at the information? No. Don't ever turn away a helping hand. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, really. I mean, if people are going to offer to help and they're willing to help, and take that chance, man, take the opportunity.
Yep.
We've learned a lot over the years, just doing what we've done here, and we'll hopefully continue to learn. So that's learning is always a good thing. Never be afraid to learn.
Yeah, and part of that means failing too.
Yeah, right. Never be afraid to fail too. Yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest parts of learning is because you learn what not to do.
and I actually think everybody in this chat right now failed a campaign.
Oh, except for me. I've never done a campaign.
Right. But I believe, Matt, you failed one, didn't you?
Yep. And that was during the whole beginning of the COVID outbreak. So,
Scott's failed one and I failed one. So we failure breeds. I've always said to people, don't be afraid to fail. You're going to fail. I'm going to tell anybody right now, you are going to fail a campaign at least once. But don't be discouraged. Take that learning experience and move on to the next campaign. Say, okay, what did I do wrong on that campaign? All right. Does somebody have information out there that I could do better, how I can do my campaign better?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Very true. That's good advice. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I wish you luck with the rest of your campaign, Scott. And we'll be rooting for you, man.
Gonna keep pushing all the way to the end.
Heck yeah, man. No matter what happens, just keep pushing. If you have to think of other plans to do that, but always having a backup plan, and always have an idea of where you're going to be moving next. I feel like is a good way to do it. I should be thinking about the next steps. That's how I operate. I'm like always thinking about what are our next steps here. I think it's because I work as a technical help desk. So I'm like always trying to say, okay, we just did this step. What's the next step here? Sometimes that works well. Sometimes it's bad because sometimes I'll get ahead of myself, and people are like, "No, wait, hold on, I'm still over here." I'm like, "Oh, my bad. I'll slow down." That's
yep.
Yeah.
I've always said two things help people in life: working retail and working like in a fast food restaurant. Reason being, because you will always learn, because in there you will fail at some point. You know what I mean? In doing that, either with a customer you might get an irate customer who come in, and even though you never had anything to do with them, they'll come in and they're mad because something happened earlier. You gotta, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking. Yeah. So no matter what, you learn patience. This is why I think you learn patience. You learn how to strategize or how to fix the issue. And the second thing is by working in like some sort of fast food, you'll learn pressure. You know what I mean? Because if you ever work fast food, it is non-stop sometimes, all the time.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I worked retail. I never worked any kind of food job, but I definitely recommend if you can at some point get some customer service experience, because it'll help you a lot in even in comics business. So It's customer service will literally help you in any job that is customer facing.
I'm just glad I rarely have to answer the phone anymore.
I answer phones all day.
I'm getting to the point where like I'm the same thing. I'm like I'm done with the phone. Let me just work on the stuff here, and I'm tired of talking to people. But the thing is, even though I still take phone calls, the thing is, I still, no matter how I feel, I don't let that show to my customers.
Exactly, and that's a big part of customer service too.
Yep. No matter how much of a bad day that I'm having, I never let my customers know, because here's the thing: I did that one time, and let me tell you, it came back and bit me in the butt, big time.
Really?
Yeah, it did. I mean, it cost me a job. I was working at doing support for Comcast, like doing their camera equipment and stuff like that, and I had an older lady who just didn't want to work with me, and and the thing is, all I did was go, just that alone.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So I try not to let that's the thing is, you gotta learn, and that's why I say for everybody, you gotta learn, because you're gonna have days that are gonna test you, especially in the crowdfunding. You're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna be like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? Oh man, this is frustrating me. But you can't let people know that you're getting frustrated, because they can't see that. The moment they see that, they're not going to want to back your campaign, because they've already had a bad experience with you. So
no, it's very true. That is a very good point. Yeah, being kind, courteous, nice, and friendly goes a long way.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Though I work in government, so if we get really bad people, we can just hang up on them.
Lucky you, man. Lucky. No, actually, the job that I'm supposed to be starting here is actually for the state or county government.
Okay.
I took a pay cut, but it was something I needed. I needed a job, so let's hope. Lately, yeah, I'm hoping this is going to go through, because what's been happening is a lot of the jobs I've applied for, they've ended up not having the budget, and even though they were originally requisitioned for those budgets, they come back and the state's like, yeah, nope, we don't have it.
That's kind of lame. It's like, nah, sorry, and they like pull the rug out from under you, like, swoop.
Yep. Well, what are you gonna do? COVID.
But sometimes with the county jobs or government jobs, the pay isn't as good, but the benefits. Yeah, the benefits are a little bit better.
Oh yeah, you gotta love those county benefits, man. When I was working at Scott's job, I was loving those county benefits.
Ours isn't the greatest here in Pennsylvania, but for me though, the way I look at, I'm not on full time; it's going to be contract. So, but the thing is, though, it's a way to get my foot back in the door.
Exactly, that's a big deal too.
Yeah, contract work is a good start. Try and get into that full time as soon as you can, because that's when you start getting the
full benefits,
all the benefits, the better pay, and the job security.
Yeah,
I'm working as a contractor right now for a agency called Apex. They're like they do they hire people out, and then the client that I'm working for is Bank of America, and so I do like technical support for this program called Cash Pro.
I'll be doing it through Tech Systems. It's a 6-month contract.
Nice.
Yes, it's a 6-month contract. They really liked me. I mean, I did the I went through the 2 interviews. I still have the interview. They pretty much said I got the job, but you still got to do that final interview.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. That's really exciting.
Yeah, like I said, the downside is I'm not excited about the pay, but right now with everything going on, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Hopefully, it can lead to some higher pay down the line that you get hired on permanently as well.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I'm kind of in this weird gap because I have my master's degree, but at the same time, there are certain aspects in my job that I don't have like long-term experience.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, like imaging, like that's a big thing right now. Like they want people with imaging because one of the clients I interviewed for was Hershey, Penn State Hershey, and it was their medical field because they're building.
Oh, not. Oh, okay. I thought you meant Hershey, the chocolate factory.
No. It's Penn State Hershey. It's actually the hospital.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was like, imaging, why would they need an imaging at a chocolate factory?
Look for all the glass that might have gotten in there.
But the thing is, they wanted somebody with 3 years, and I've only have a year.
God. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like when I came out after getting my paralegal certificate, I was like, okay, I got my certificate, I'm ready. But they all are like 3 to 5 years experience. I'm like, I don't have any experience though. How do I get the experience if you won't let me get it?
Yep. Yeah, that's where that interning and stuff comes in. Handy.
Yeah, that's true.
But the problem is
no money though.
That's the thing is, I did a 6-month intern with my school, and the thing is, once again, they want. Like originally, like you would think a master's degree would automatically trump the years of experience, because you've learned the stuff, physically working. Right. You did a 6-month intern. Nope, like that. There's internships and the other thing that's hurting me too is, a lot of the jobs that I need to apply for are in the government sector. I don't have clearance.
Oh, geez.
So, and I'm like, so I was like actually talking with Brian. I'm like, how do I get clearance? He's like, well, you got to have a job that offers you clearance. I'm like, oh, well, I don't have the experience to get the job that can offer me experience. So it's like I'm running around circles.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I hope you can figure something out there because that's tough, man.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping this will at least get me. And I even talked to the tech system is really good. They're like, we'll have you on the 6-month. Meanwhile, that will let me get my a couple of my certifications that I need to get, study for and get that done. That should reopen the door, and they might be able to get me the if I can at least get into the state, not in the federal level, but if I get the state level doing that stuff,
cool, yeah.
The nice thing is too, the job that I'm doing is they're doing some new projects, so I'll be able to work on some like the imaging and doing all that stuff. Apparently, So
well, that'd be really awesome, man.
Yeah, but anyhow, life is what it is.
Yeah, I actually got to get going. But
real quick before we wrap things up here, did you guys hear about Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out?
No,
the remake of the original.
I saw him do his half pipe with a glass of milk, though.
I did not see that. What is that?
He's up at the top, and he pours a glass of milk, and he goes and does I don't know the exact trick he does, but he does a trick, comes up, does a knee slide down the other side, and then still has his glass of milk, and he takes a drink.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Like it's really,
no spilling whatsoever?
No spilling whatsoever. I mean, you can tell that it goes up on the sides of the glass because it's not like full to the brim. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you don't see any spilling.
Nice.
But yeah, the way he holds it and what he's doing, he's just so, he's been doing it so long that he knows exactly where the centrifugal force is. That's
amazing. Yeah, dude's a genius at skating. Like I saw a video, he did like a 900 at 40. And I was like, God dang, dude, he still got it. Mm-hmm. But I know we got to start wrapping up. I want to plug one more thing. This is a stream that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to actually share this on the screen here. Really excited about it. Scott, you're also going to be participating.
Yeah.
This should be fun. So we're going to be doing Cyberpunk Red game. And so here's the preview page if it'll actually load.
I have no idea what I'm in for.
So basically, we're gonna be starting off with character creation tomorrow. Because you never played that game before, have you?
Yeah, I never played this one.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. So Cyberpunk Red.
Is this based? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, is this tied into the actual Cyberpunk game?
Yeah. So this is actually considered the official prequel to the Cyberpunk 2077 video game.
Oh, okay.
This is the role-playing game. It's a tabletop role-playing game. It's actually what It's actually what the video game is based on. And so there was an original version way back in the day, and then the most popular version was Cyberpunk 2020, which came out a long time ago as well. And Cyberpunk Red is the new updated version that bridges 2020, the year 2020 to the year 2077. And so it's a fun, really cool world, and we're going to be doing some adventures in it to kind of get people hyped, not only for the game, just kind of introduce people to the world and have some fun along the way.
Yeah, I got to look at the rules, but so far I'm thinking I'm gonna make a technophobe.
Nice, man.
He's gonna hate technology.
So you're definitely not gonna be a net runner then. I'm gonna take your role.
But I don't know.
Role.
We'll see. I might be the guy that just has a bat that when he gets frustrated, he just hits the machines.
It's fun. What's really cool is there's so many different things you can create, like between all the different roles and all the technology that you can add, because it's all about enhancing your body and using these different technologies. And oh man, it's gonna be fun. I think people really enjoy. Like even the character creation should be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting some stuff together today to get ready for that tomorrow. And I'm even really excited to share here with you guys. I spared no expense. Literally, I went Jurassic Park on y'all and spared no expense. I commissioned Laguna Munta. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a cool musician in the indie community to make some cyberpunk music for our stream, for our games. Because I didn't want to hit hit with a copyright notice and get it taken down. So we'll have some original cyberpunk music that'll be playing throughout the streams, and so I'm excited for people to hear those as well.
Wait a second. Are we also going to maybe get some, like, character tokens?
Interesting. I hadn't thought about it, but I'll look into it.
Because I know someone who does those.
Really? Oh, hit me up after the stream, man. Let me know, man.
Okay.
That actually would be really cool, yeah.
Yeah. You're already talking to him, so that'll be easy.
My God. Who could it be? Hint, it could be Scott. It's possible.
No. It's not someone on the stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you meant I was literally talking to him.
No.
I was like, my God. It's like,
hey, Casper. You came in at the end of the show, buddy.
I always feel bad when that happens, dude. I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry, man. But yeah, we are wrapping up here, so I do apologize there. Hopefully, if you have some time, maybe you can go back and watch the replay and see what we talked about today. We're doing a little bit of shorter episode on this one, but I know, as you said, Scott's got to get going, so we'll start wrapping up here. But Scott, where can people find you online and check out all your stuff?
Well, you can always check out my merch store, ragepuppy.com. It also has a link to the comics on the Wikid store, and of course, I've got that live campaign for Wrath Chapter 2, where we're continuing on the success of our first issue. And you can always find me on Twitter at Kishkumen, KYSHKYKUMEN on Twitter, and that's my plug.
Very nice, man. And again, good luck with the rest of your campaign, man. We're gonna be rooting for you all the way.
Yeah, and everyone have a good weekend. I'm out of here.
Later, man.
Later.
And what about you guys? What can you find? Where can we find you guys online?
Matt, you want to go first?
Sure. You can find me at Matt Trin on Twitter, and pretty much that's it for social media.
And so the campaign is, as you said, you closed the in-demand store already? Yep. And any thoughts on, I guess you obviously have to handle fulfillment and all that stuff first, but any thoughts about when, the next chance people will have to grab that?
Next chance will be after the campaign when we open up for our mass production, basically. Very nice, man. Well, we'll definitely look forward to that. Yeah. And how about you? Where can people check out your stuff?
Me? Okay. So basically, yeah, you guys can follow me everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, whatever the social media is, at Sporkman Studios. Very easy. We have also in the Wikid store, we have Sporkman Conventions, which that will give you guys a kind of brief look at the Sporkman universe. Meanwhile, we are, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, we are in the process of starting to print. We'll be announcing waves of when people are going to be going out and stuff like that. So keep an eye out. So fulfillment should start here within the next few weeks. So
yeah, very exciting, man. That's gonna be really cool.
Yep.
Awesome, and sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say one project down,
and then on to the next one.
Yep.
And so it shall begin again.
It never ends.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yep.
That's it's like I feel like we're Rorschach. We're compelled to do it. But if you guys want to follow us, you can check us out on @Wikid Publishing on Twitter, @Wikid Publishing on Instagram. If you were, obviously watching us on YouTube, please give us a like, a subscribe if you haven't. All the subscribers really help out a lot, and we really appreciate it. And check us out at wikidpublishing.net. That's where we have all the information about all the comics that we publish, everything that we have coming out, and you can even check out the store there and buy some stuff, merchandise, comics, digital comics, you name it. That about sums it up. For me personally, check out me at @NubGuy on Twitter. I've got a couple comics in the works right now that you probably may or may not have seen some stuff from Jeff Lasley. He's been posting a lot. But Barrels 3 is in the works, so Barrels 3 is coming soon. Also got Endemic #2 is on the way in the work. It's being in the production. And then Matt and I actually just started production on our gag manga, Paraphernalians. So that's going to be a comedy about the Wikid mascot, the Lizard Wizard. And might have some other cool art I can share soon. I've got some concept art I'm in the works on for a new project. So hopefully y'all can check out all that soon. And we appreciate you jumping in with us in here. And if you're watching the replay, we really appreciate that as well. Please go ahead and share this with your friends. If you have people who like comics, have them check out our channel. We got a lot of videos. We got Indie Spotlight interviews, Wikid creator interviews, game streams, and of course check out our Cyberpunk stream tomorrow. We're going to be making characters and starting that up as well with I think not only Scott's going to be there, but with some awesome people from the community who are going to be joining us to hang out. So without further ado, we appreciate everyone. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you guys next time on a further stream. Take care, everyone.